All right, here we go. Guys, today we're going to look at some X and Y intercepts. We're going to look at graphing a line using X and Y intercepts. All right, pretty basic concept. Okay, going to go through, kind of give you some basis for it, and then we'll kind of run through some examples, and then we'll get you on your way. So it shouldn't be too long of a lesson at all. X-intercept, Y-intercept. Where is the line going to go through or contact? Okay. Where is a line going to contact or cross through the X or the Y axis? Okay. Now, a line requires a minimum of just 2 points. So, for instance, and I'm just going to kind of throw one up here. If we had an x-intercept at positive 3 and we had a y-intercept at negative 2, okay, that's where those points would respectively be located. If I have those 2 points or those 2 intercepts per se, that is going to allow you to be able to draw that line of that equation. Okay, so if we can determine where does the line cross the x-axis, where does it cross the y-axis, that'll be enough information to graph a line. Okay, now I'm not going to go into a lot of detail as far as why this is going to work, what I'm getting ready to talk about next, but I will tell you this, guys, whenever you are on an axis, I don't care if it's an x-axis or a y-axis, if you are ever on an axis, those ordered pairs of numbers are going to contain a 0, okay? This point right here, and this is just kind of a little bit of extra information, that's the point 30, and that's the point 0, negative 2. Anytime that you're on an axis, anywhere, there is a 0 value involved for either x or y. And that's going to kind of lead into kind of how I'm going to show you to do this next part, okay? But as far as X and Y intercepts, that's kind of a visual of what we're talking about, okay? Where does the line cross the X or Y axis respectively, okay? Any questions there? Is everybody okay with that? Okay. All right. Here, I'll come back to it. Hang on. Here's the dealio. Finding the X and Y intercepts is also referred to as the cover-up method. And I'm getting ready to go into that. The cover-up method. Okay, you might jot that down. You might see a question on that in the near future.
Go back so I can write the question.
Write that, Christian, write that down right there. The cover-up method. The cover-up method. Okay, finding the X and Y intercepts. Finding the X and Y intercepts. You bet. Is referred to as the cover-up method. Okay? All right. All right, jot that down.
Oh my God.
Jot that down. X minus Y equals 2. X minus Y equals 2. We are going to graph this equation. We're going to graph the line of this equation using X and Y intercepts. Now, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to use the cover-up method, okay? And so what I've got here, and you can use a pencil, you can use your finger, whatever. I've got a little box drawn here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up the Y. Okay? I'm going to cover up the Y. What have you got left here?
X.
All we have left is X equals 2. Guys, that's your X-intercept. That is your X-intercept.
That's very
Wait,
easy.
what was the problem? I'm missing that part. I was still trying to write it better. Get better. Get better.
Okay? Cover up your y. All that's left is x equals 2. That is your x-intercept. Okay? Now, we're going to take that box. Now we're going to cover up the x.
Minus y, negative y.
Now, here's what you've got left with this one. A little bit extra here, okay? What we've got left is negative y equals 2.
Wait, do I have to write it all over again?
No, just write that right there.
All right.
Negative y equals 2. This little equation right here is not quite solved for y just yet. We have to get rid of the negative in front, which is technically a negative 1. So what we're going to do here is we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. With this cover-up method, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up solving, so to speak, two very small little equations for x and y. So here we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. And that's going to give us positive y now equals 2 divided by negative 1 is a negative 2. So my y-intercept is negative 2. X equals 2, there's your x-intercept. Y equals negative 2 is your y-intercept. And then what you're going to do in order to graph it, here's all I need you to do. Draw an XY axis.
Let's just go down to. Wait, yeah, you go down to.
Put a mark on the x-axis and call it 2. And put a point there for your x-intercept. Put a mark on your y-axis. Call it negative 2. That point is going to be your y-intercept. And then you'll be able to draw a line through those 2 points. That is now a line that is representative of that equation that we just had, using x and y intercepts to graph.
When we did that problem, did you just add the 2 negative 1s under it?
I divided by negative 1. I divided both sides by negative 1.
Where you get negative 1 from?
The negative y. The negative in front of that y,
Okay.
that's a negative. We're going to treat that like a negative 1.
That would make sense.
Okay? All right? All right, let's do another one. All right, jot that one down right there. 3x minus 2y equals 12. 3x minus 2y equals 12. Thank you. 3x minus 2y equals 12. Now, the other thing I'm going to mention, it does not matter which one you cover up first. Okay, completely up to you on which one you do. We're going to do them both anyway, but it does not matter. Now, I tend to usually cover up my y's first, so I'm going to take that box. I'm going to cover up my y term. If I cover up y, what's left?
3x equals 12.
3x equals 12. That's all you have left. That's what we're solving for. How would I solve this?
You divide
By?
1, 3.
Divide by 3 on both sides. And what is 12 divided by 3?
7.
4.
4. That was going on. That was going on.
X equals 4. There's your x-intercept. That will be your x-intercept. Then we're going to take the box. We're going to slide it over. Let's cover up our x term now. What's left if we cover up x? Negative 2y equals 12. How do we solve?
Negative 2.
divided by negative 2. And 12 divided by negative 2? Negative 6. There's your y-intercept. Cover-up method.
Okay, I can do that.
Then, all you do, x and y axis, put a mark on the x-axis, call it 4. Put a mark on your y-axis, call it negative 6. And that gives us a decent idea of what this line is going to look like. Okay? So far, so good? Okay? Okay, let's go ahead and go right here. Y equals negative x plus 5. Y equals negative x plus 5. Now, this one's a little bit different in the fact that the equation that is given to us is coming to us in a slope-intercept format opposed to a standard form. We can still work it, but I just want to show you kind of how it's going to be a little bit different, just little things to watch for. I'm going to take the box. I'm going to go ahead and cover up my y. Okay? Now take a look here. On the left side of the equation, if I cover up that y on the left side, there is nothing else over there, so here's what you're going to have to do. There's going to be a 0 there. Equals negative x plus 5 now. So if I cover up my y, there's nothing left on the left side of the equation, so we're going to have to show a 0. 0 equals negative x plus 5. And then we've got to solve this little equation for x. Now, there's a couple ways that we can do this. One, if you wanted to, we could take the 5 and we could move it to the left side. Okay? We could do that. Or, if we take negative x and move it to the left side, what does it become? Positive x. I would probably say, let's just move x over here to the left side. And really, we're doing that by adding x. Guys, that's just x now over there. There was a 0 over there. 0 plus x, there's just an x there. Equals 5. X equals 5. One way or the other, x is going to be 5. If we subtracted 5, then divided by negative 1, it's still positive 5. We're still going to get the same number. X-intercept is 5. Now we're going to take our box, we're going to bring it over, we're going to cover up the x term. And what's left? Y equals 5. That one is done. Okay? So if these equations come to you in a different format other than like a standard form, there might be a little bit more work to do with these intercepts. And xy axis. X is 5. Y is 5. So this line is running downhill this time. Negative slope. I think there's one more of these. I want to do one more of these. Y equals 1/2 x minus 8.
What was the equation?
Y equals 1/2 x minus 8. Okay, jot that one down right there. Y equals 1/2 x minus 8. Y equals 1/2 x minus 8. All right, on this one, I'm going to go ahead and start with kind of the easier part first. Let's go ahead and take the box. Let's cover up our x term. What's left? Y equals -8. Boom. There's your y-intercept. Okay? So got that one pretty easily. Now, let's take our box. Let's move it over. Here's what we're going to have here. We're going to have 0 equals 1/2 x minus 8. Now, a little tougher right here.
What was that? What was that for the box?
Y. 0 equals 1/2 x minus 8. What do you think we're probably going to move first?
Definitely don't have X. 5.
So then,
Negative
once you move the one,
8. Negative 8.
Move. Do what?
oh wait,
Let's go ahead and add the 8 to both sides. Guys, get rid of that 8. Let's take that -8 from the right. Let's get it over to the left. We're going to do that with addition. 0 plus 8 is 8, and that is still equal to 1/2 x.
Christian,
wait, and then don't we just
have you tried to
divide 8 for
Now, how do we get rid of the 1/2?
divide?
Well, we can divide. If we divide by a half, you still have to keep, change, flip. Okay? Guys, watch this. With 1/2, let's multiply both sides by 2. Multiply both sides by 2. And magically, those 2's disappear, and you're left with 1x. And what's 2 times 8? X-intercept is 16. X-intercept is 16. So this time, on your XY axis, just put a mark a little farther out there, call it 16. Come down here on your Y, call it -8. Put a point. Draw a little line. It's all good. Guys, you don't need a bunch of tick marks on those coordinate planes. Just give me the marks that represent the numbers involved, and that'll give me enough. Okay? X and Y intercepts, cover-up method. Okay? Cover up one term at a time, and you're solving for the other.
Christian, have you tried the new Mr. Beast Burger? Mr. Beast Burger?
All right. You want odds or evens?
Wait. Don't hold on. No, don't ask that question. One sec.
Actually, yeah, even.
Definitely.
Evens? All right, going to go 2 to 16 even. 2 to 16 even. Finding the XY intercepts. I think starting with number 8, you're going to graph it just like we were doing on the examples.
They're all the same thing.
All right, wait. Yeah, even.
Okay. All right, 2 to 16 even.